The month of Ramadan is the month of goodness and blessings, where good deeds are multiplied, the gates of paradise are opened and the gates of hell are closed. It is a great opportunity for Muslims to get closer to Allah Almighty through good deeds. The Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, recommended increasing acts of worship and obedience in this blessed month, and there are many recommended actions that a Muslim can do to gain great reward. Point 1. Fasting with sincerity and seeking reward. Fasting is one of the pillars of Islam, but it is not limited to abstaining from food and drink, but rather includes fasting from forbidden things, controlling oneself, avoiding backbiting and gossiping, and adopting good morals. The Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, "Whoever fasts Ramadan out of faith and in the hope of reward, his previous sins will be forgiven." Agreed upon. Point 2. Increase reading and contemplating the Qur'an. Ramadan is the month in which the Qur'an was revealed, so it is recommended for a Muslim to increase his recitation of it and contemplate its meanings. The companions, may Allah be pleased with them, were keen to complete the Qur'an several times in this blessed month. You can allocate time after each prayer to read a part of the Qur'an or listen to recitations and interpretations to understand the verses more deeply. Point 3. Tarawih prayer and night prayer. Tarawih prayer is a confirmed sunnah in Ramadan, and it is a great opportunity to get closer to Allah and seek forgiveness. Night prayer, especially in the last 10 days, is one of the greatest deeds recommended by the Prophet. He said, "Whoever prays Ramadan out of faith and in the hope of reward, his previous sins will be forgiven." Bukhari and Muslim. Point 4. Increase supplication and seeking forgiveness. Supplication is one of the greatest acts of worship, and it is answered in Ramadan, especially at breakfast and at dawn. It is recommended for a Muslim to increase the authentic supplication such as, "O Allah, you are forgiving and you love forgiveness, so forgive me," as well as supplication for family and the Islamic nation. Point 5. Charity and feeding the poor. Charity in Ramadan doubles the reward, and the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, was the most generous of people in this month. One of the greatest forms of charity is feeding those who are fasting, as the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, "Whoever provides food for a fasting person will have a reward like his, without diminishing the reward of the fasting person in the slightest." Narrated by Al-Tirmidhi. Food can be provided to the poor, or one can contribute to the iftar tables, or one can distribute dates and water at the time of breaking the fast. Point 6. Itikaf in the last 10 days. The Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, was keen to perform itikaf in the last 10 days of Ramadan, which is devoting oneself completely to worship inside the mosque. Its aim is to devote oneself to remembering Allah, reading the Qur'an, contemplating one's relationship with Allah, and striving to seek the night of decree, which is better than 1,000 months. Point 7. Maintaining kinship ties and being kind to people. Ramadan is a great opportunity to strengthen family ties, visit relatives, and communicate with relatives. Forgiving others, being tolerant, and bringing joy to people's hearts are also among the greatest deeds that are recommended to be done in this blessed month. Point 8. Adhering to good morals. A Muslim must be a role model in good morals, and be patient, generous, kind to others, and avoid anger. The Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, "Fasting is a shield, so when one of you is fasting, he should neither utter obscene words, nor raise his voice, and if someone insults him or fights with him, he should say, 'I am fasting.'" Agreed upon. Point 9. Increase remembrance and glorification. Remembrance is one of the great acts of worship, and it is recommended to increase it in Ramadan, such as saying, "Glory be to Allah and His praise, glory be to Allah the Almighty, there is no God but Allah alone, He has no partner, His is the dominion and His is the praise, and He is over all things omnipotent. O Allah, send blessings and peace upon our Prophet Muhammad." 10. Sincere repentance and returning to Allah. Ramadan is a great opportunity for sincere repentance, giving up sins, resolving not to return to them, sincerely seeking forgiveness, and asking Allah for forgiveness. Conclusion. Ramadan is a month full of spiritual opportunities that bring the servant closer to his Lord, and it must be used in acts of obedience and righteous deeds so that the Muslim may attain the great reward. The truly deprived person is the one who leaves Ramadan without being forgiven by Allah. Let us make this month a station for change and drawing closer to Allah.